Turning a £1 charity shop dress into a pair of shorts.
Morning puddings, how you all doing? I'm just outside having a little bit of a vitamin D therapy session before I go in, but I've got a little project to start. You know, I love a project. I got a dress. Let me show you the dress. But it was a size 6 and I just got it because I love the fabric. So I have pulled the dress apart. Look how sweet this fabric is. It's blowing in the wind like a little flag. But how cute is that? It's like a gingham and a seersucker, both my favourites, with little flowers on as well. So look at that. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and turn that dress that I showed you before into a little pair of shorts for the summer. All right then, see you in a minute. Now, the problem with doing a project like this, where you're making something out of something else, is you've only got a finite amount of fabric. And in this case, I've got two biggish pieces about this sort of size that I want to try and make my shorts out of. Now, I think I'll have plenty, but I'm fully prepared for things like I might be able to put a panel in the side or something like that if I find that I just don't have enough fabric. So the next step is to see if I can get the pattern pieces to fit on. So that's my pattern pieces laid on as best I can. Yeah, and I think that works quite well. I've left a waist bit here, and the other waist bit is at the top end of that one. It looks like I will just about have enough fabric. So that's my pattern pieces cut out. I've got 2 front pieces, 2 back pieces, and the first thing that you sew is this bit here. You're going to sew the 2 front pieces together and the 2 back pieces together. Now, before you pin them ready to sew, make sure that you've got the right sides together. I'm going to pin them around here just to make it easier for me to sew and they don't wibble about. And my pinning method is to pin out of the way of where I'm going to be stitching, just to keep the fabrics together, because I prefer to do that and leave the pins in while I'm sewing than pin it really close to here and take the pins out as I go, because I find that I get panicky about doing that. So I leave the pins in here. I'm going to be sewing around here, and that's just going to keep the fabric in place for me. So that's that bit sewn. I'm just going to press it now. So that's our 2 main bits sewn together down the front and the back. The next step is to sew around the crotch, the inside leg on that area. But as we always do on my project, I know where my limits are, and I'm going to stop there for today and I'll carry on tomorrow. See you on the next part. Bye. Mwah. Good morning puddings, and welcome to part 2 of making some shorts out of a dress. So here are my 2 pieces that I did yesterday. Let's unpin them. And the task I need to do now is I need to put these back to back and match up the inside leg, or the crotch seam. So I'm going to do that first, pin it, and then we'll sew it. The main thing to remember when you're doing this is, as long as you've got these 2 bits, that bit and that bit matched up, you can pin then the rest of the way down. And it doesn't matter if the legs are the wrong length, because when you hem the legs, it'll all work out. That's all done. So now I'm just going to press along the seams so that it's neat and tidy. If you were thinking of getting one, I can recommend wireless, cordless iron. At first, when I got mine, oh, it's beeping at me. I wasn't very happy with it because it doesn't last very long on its little charge when you take it off. But if you're like me, I don't hold my iron away constantly. So as soon as I feel like it's either bipping or I've done my little bit, I just pop it in its little power stand. And then it stays there, and it takes about 6 to 10 seconds to light green again, and then I can use it again. And actually, now that I've got into it, it works quite well. Okay, so they're looking more and more like a little pair of shorts or trousers. They might be like the current fashion, which is like on the knee or below the knee, isn't it? But it might not suit me, so I will see on that. So the next step is, of course, to sew the outer seams. And so that's the outside seams done, and they start looking like an actual garment now. The next step is to try them on and see where I'm going to put the waist and the hems. But I'm kind of not ready for that at the moment. I'm a bit sweaty and tired. I had a late night last night. So I might just leave it there and carry on tomorrow, or it might be this afternoon. We'll see. Anyway, for now, I'll see you later. Bye. Hello puddings, and welcome to part 3. I have just pressed up the waistband. So I'm going to show you what I've done. Here's my waistband. pressed up with about, I would say that's probably about 2 inches. But I know that my elastic is only about 1 inch or less. It's probably maybe 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. I've got a little turn up there as well. Now then, what I'm planning to do now is I'm going to sew as close to that edge as possible, and then a second row of stitching about here, so that I get that little bit of cuff at the top that I quite like, almost paper bag style. So that's my waistband sewn, and you can see there's like a gap where the elastic's going to go through there, and then a little centimetre top bit that I always think it looks a bit better if you're wearing it with something tucked in than it's got this little ruffly edge at the top. So I completely forgot that the last time I was making some trousers that needed elastic for the waistband, I realised that I didn't have any, and I ended up having to do a plait out of much thinner mask elastic. So I've had to do the same again because I didn't order any new elastic. Anyway, that's a top tip. It does work really well. If you've got thin elastic, but you haven't got the right stuff for a waistband, you can plait it together, and it actually makes quite a decent tensile waistband elastic. So that's what I've just done, and I'm going to thread it through. Now, to thread it through, on the front seam, what I normally do is I just open up that front seam a little bit, and then I've got this fabulous little doodad that grips them, and you push this little silver thing down at the end, and then I'm just going to push that through, and that's the waist all done. I love it when a plan comes together. Yes! Now, I'm not sure if I like, although I know that this length is actually quite fashionable at the moment, isn't it? But me being so short, I'm 4'11" and a half, maybe. I think that sometimes fashions like this can look like and it's too big for me. So I may not, but we'll see. I think I'm going to just, first of all, turn them up to wherever I can get a decent hem and see what that looks like. Because I do kind of like them. They're like culottes, aren't they? But yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, I've got them all pinned up now to the place that they're going to be. I'm going to give them a go like this and style them up and see how I like them. And if I don't like them, I can always make them shorter, maybe knee length, or maybe even shorter. We'll see. I might even be able to do it where I can roll them up and things like that, and then I've got flexibility. All right then, I'm going to sew this hem by hand because I need a little bit of chill out time now. So I'll catch you next time. Bye. Hello puddings, and welcome to part 4, which I'm going to call finishing. So we're going to finish things off. Now, one of the things I've done is I've put a little ribbon through the top of there. I sometimes feel a bit more secure if it's an elasticated waist by having like a little cord to tie as well to keep it in place. So there's my little chiffon cord. We'll see how that works, but I can always replace it if it's not a good one. So that's my first little finishing detail. Now then, pockets. I've only got 4 pieces of cloth like this, and 2 are small and 2 are slightly larger. So the plan is to fasten these together and see if I can make some little pockets for the side. So those are my 2 pieces once I've joined them together. Now, one of the plans that I've had for a long time for pockets on my little trousers that I make is to do like a fold over, a curve, and have that you know, gather up like a little pouchy pocket. So that's my pocket pressed up. I decided that I would try it out on the smallest piece first, because that way I've got the bigger piece if this one doesn't work out and everything. But basically I've just pressed it so that it's got curves, and I'm going to, if I can, sew really slowly around there just to keep that in place, because I'm going to be sewing these onto the trousers by hand. And this bit up here is folded over double, so that on the other side I can do a similar thing to the waist, then open that up and put a little cord in there, or even elastic. I've not decided yet. So there's my first little pocket. I'm going to cut the other one to the same because I think it'll work. And what I've done is I've left a gap there in the top bit so that I can maybe put a little drawstring just at the top once it's finished, and that can just gather up a little bit. I've got actually the straps, which were like you know, like bra straps from the original dress, and I'm thinking that I can use that through there with a couple of bobbles at the end to gather it up. And I got me some pocket scissors. That's pinned on now. Wasn't as tricky as I thought it was going to be. It's got a nice big tented bit here because, like I say, I'm going to put a cord through that'll either finish at the front here or elasticate it. I've not decided completely. I might elasticate it. I did a little tuck at the bottom there, and I think that looks already quite cute. So I've just pinned them on just to see how they sat, and I really like it. Let me show you. How cute is that? And then, like, when I finished, I might decide just to do a little bit of elastic at the top there. I might have bobbles on. We'll see. That's for the next stage of, let's see how it goes. But, it's looking so cute. Right, I'm going to go down and hand sew the pockets on now.
Very demure, very stylish.
So, that's the pockets all done. I've done hand stitching. I love when you can see the stitching. That's just me though. I really like it. And at the top, I've gathered it with this bit here, which was the straps on the dress. And I've used even the little buckle from the bra strap thing to stop it sliding about. Yes, right. I'm going to style them up for you. And here we are. Check these beauts. So cute. And I stitched the pockets on by hand. So I'll just tuck this in, see how it looks like this. Oh man, tuck it in emergency. French tuck. So cool. Oh, also, I found this that I thought might go well with it. A little vesty top. Let's see if I can put it on without messing up all my beautiful hair and makeup. Just throw this on. So yeah, I quite like them this length. I'm going to give them a go at this length, although I don't know if I'm like kidding myself that it looks any good on me and it's supposed to be for, you know, young break dancers and stuff. But there you go, got that as well. So cool. Let me twirl around. Yes. So I actually think that this has been a great success. I'll just remind you of how it started. And now we've got these beautiful trousers that I can wear. I'm not calling them shorts no more. I'm just calling them trousers. And I might do other things as well, but it all worked out so well, especially chuffed with the pockets. I'm going to do that design again. All right then, that's all I've got for you, puddings. I'll catch you next time. Have a good day. See ya. Bye. Mwah.
Look at my little chuffed face. And doesn't it look cool with that pullover thing as well? These now immediately remind me of like golfing shorts. So that's what I'm going to call them from now on. Right. I'll see you next time, puddings. Bye.